How's it going, everyone? It is Mr. Rolldaddy here. Got the Hawkeye tie back on, and we got a new Big Ten opponent for the first time. So this week, the Hawkeyes are taking on the new Big Ten opponent, the Washington Huskies. Don't know if these two schools have ever played each other before, but this is going to be a good game. Again, we do pregame, offense, defense, special teams, big roll of the week. And again, everything I represent in this video, all views are completely my own. Let's go pregame. This is a huge home game. I mean, this has got to be a time where we need to win, get back on track. If you're going to this game, you got to be loud, you got to be proud, and more so, it's also the straight-up game. Look at your section, see if you're wearing black or if you're wearing the gold. Okay, offense. We got to mix up the play calling. Washington runs a 4-2-5 defense, so give them some runs up the middle. And some other good plays that are good against the 4-2-5. The passing routes of slants, quick outs, crossing routes, mesh, flood. Those can also help quite a bit too. And because you got 4 men up front, definitely put the tight ends and running backs in pass protection whenever needed, because teams that do a 4-2-5, they make it pretty tough for you to block against, because those 4 men, or even when they get those 2 linebackers to rush you on rush the passer on the defense, what they're going to do is they are trained very well because they're all they have. So Russell Davis and Zach Durfree, you got to get them slowed down. And then because they have 5 defensive backs, we got to win those 50-50 balls. Get the contested catches won. Okay, now on to defense. It's not Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. And in fact, he's going to learn it's not if he hasn't already. So Will Rogers, your quarterback, he's got to be forced, and I mean forced, into making mistakes. Disguise the coverages, and if this crowd is as loud as I think it's going to be on Saturday, it's going to be quite a welcome to the Big Ten for Will Rogers. So do all that, and then you also got to control the run game, because Washington, they rank 3rd in the Big Ten in passing. They average nearly 300 yards a game. Just make their game become predictable by forcing Washington to run early and often, and then when they run, make all the key stops. Okay, now it's time for special teams. Punt returns. That's my special teams roll key this week. Washington is currently ranked 17th out of all the 18 Big Ten schools in the punting stats for the entire conference when it comes to net punting yards, which is the yards the punt goes minus the yards the returner gets. So I always got to find their weaknesses. Special teams coordinator LeVar Woods, he's got to really get creative and just exploit why Washington's punting team is this way. You got to go grab those yards on those punt returns. Now, Rolldaddy's big roll of the week. Again, it's an interesting strategy, formation, trick play, or otherwise surprise tactic, which I would use if I was an Iowa coach to potentially catch the opponent off guard, or maybe give an unexpected advantage to the Hawkeyes. And again, each big roll can only be used once in a season. Because it's my 3rd year of doing this, I cannot use the same one I used for this opponent last year or for a similar replacement opponent. So here we go. This is what I've done so far for my big rolls. So for Iowa, Washington, I'm thinking, let's welcome Washington to the Big Ten by doing this. A running back direct snap. So here's how it's going to work. Cade McNamara, he's just going to walk away from the QB spot. It's going to make it look like he's calling timeout, but no. Logan Jones is going to direct snap it right to Caleb Johnson. Maybe Washington will be napping. Maybe they'll be off guard. He moves the ball forward, and I got this idea once from a Kurt Warner play. If you watch Kurt Warner's episode of NFL Networks of Football Life, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's got to be from the early 2000s, maybe 99, I don't know. But yeah, he walks away from the action, and then it's looking like he's going to take a timeout, but instead, Marshall Faulk got the direct snap. Let's try it this week. Thank you for watching. Let's win this game and go Hawks.